Good.
Yeah,
Vibes.
good. Hey, I've written down for this episode. What I thought was we've done. What I thought was right. We've done guests for so many. Actually, we should talk about the guests we've had on. It's been really good, hasn't it?
Yeah. Obviously, the Warner episode was fantastic.
Yeah.
And big up everyone for the nice words. Just mind blown from that one. To be honest with you, it was a lot. But so many people I've spoke to about it that I wouldn't have even expected to have listened to our show.
Yeah.
A lot of people listen that probably the same for you. You don't think they listen, but they are listening. Does that know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Aunties, uncles, like stuff like that, like people that I just randomly bump into. So yeah, the Warner one was, man, for me a lot. I wouldn't say I like obviously didn't struggle with it at the time, but definitely like driving home. That's the first time I've driven home in silence for a long time. Just a bit like what, not like what just happened as far as the episode, but just, you know, not to blow my or our own trumpet, but the fact that we did that, and, you know, we were joking about it before when we walked into the new set. Like, this used to be a Skype call. And, you know, and like...
Well, and that felt like a proper podcast that you could give to someone that...
Yeah, that felt like a biggie, like a real... Like,
I mean, it's... Yeah.
And it was.
Yeah.
You know, credit to us. We did a decent job of that, to be honest. Thanks, everyone. But it's like...
I mean, a lot of it is Rob, obviously.
Exactly. A lot of it was Rob. It was Rob.
But it's interesting, isn't it? Because it's like... I don't really know. We talked about it before with the dinner party thing. Like, how do you... You can't set... Like, Rob came on knowing what he's going to talk about.
Mm.
How do you get more podcasts that have that impact? Like, you can't manufacture it. It has to be real. And I think that's really what...
Yeah.
Ultimately what makes it good.
I think especially within what we do, those sort of topics aren't going to come up all the time.
No.
But there's going to be those ones where I've been sort of like comparing that one with Rob to, like, I remember with Brooke McDonald came on a few years ago. It's before we were working together.
Yeah.
And the thing is with that one, he said before, I want to talk about the UCI. I want to talk about being left on a hill. And I was like really nervous for that one because it felt like, oh shit, like this is the expectation was this is going to be massive. Do you know what I mean? So, but with that one, with the greatest respect to the situation and Rob, I was a little bit naive because I didn't really understand how big of a thing it was that he was saying. Does that make sense? And I think that actually helped a little bit for me because I was like, I just kind of came into it with no real expectation, to be honest. But yeah, mate, epic, huge impact. Loved that we had a blog done after, which has been really good. We've never had people on our website ever, so like really. So to the fact that it's had like 5,000 views, the blog post and stuff. I was really stoked on doing that, and yeah, just fucking so much love for Rob, man, for giving us the opportunity to do it. Like I sent Rob a message after and said, obviously, like, thank you for doing that, but also I'd have been like proud and stoked to have been with you to have that conversation, whether we had lights and cameras and we was recording it or not. It was nice to do it anyway and let him talk. So
yeah, absolutely, yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, it was really good, wasn't it? It was really good. It's funny, but it always feels. I almost feel like I don't really understand it, but I almost feel like I don't like when we have guest after guest after guest booked out. I feel like we don't have, like, this is actually a normal conversation for us.
Yeah.
It's quite weird.
Yeah, we just talk like
even
this a
though
lot.
it's like, yeah.
The thing though, like, the major thing for the Rob one, for me, it's not about me at all, but like, as a podcast guy and doing what we do, you want these episodes to be big. Obviously, better for everyone. Yeah. But when they go big, for me, I get the weirdest feeling. Like, I'm anxious. I get imposter syndrome anyway. And like, I remember Emma saying to me a few days after that I'd been out, she was just like, "Are you all right?" Because you're on your phone a lot, and I'm like just waiting for someone to just light you up online or like just say something horrible. Thankfully, that episode was amazing. Like, it was all positive, really, apart from a couple of people. But yeah, it's funny. You know, again, I spoke to my friend Jace, who does Gypsy Tales, the other day. He has the same thing. You know, like.
So you just feel like it's like when it blows up, you feel like it's going to be. You're waiting for a negative one.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks, dude.
Yeah, but it's happened before, and it's like, you know, you put those things out, and you're just like waiting for someone to say something that's like neggy.
Yeah.
Which is a weird. Jace gets it really bad, I think. I know he does. Like he said, he's shown me some stuff that he gets. It's like people, you know, we spoke about it at dinner last night with Chris, but people don't understand the impact of stuff like that sometimes, and it's, you know, it's hard. It can be quite difficult when someone says something horrible. But yeah, with stuff like that, for me personally, it's like, how am I doing this? It just fucking blows me away. I'm just waiting for someone to be like, what the fuck are you? Who's the other guy on the end? Sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's a weird one, man. It's weird. There's a lot of eyes and ears that thing's had on it. You know.
I don't know who writes them anyway. That's what I always think. I just think that who writes them.
It's funny because you need to take your own advice sometimes. I remember I was typing back to Jace just on a message, just like, mate, like, don't worry about it. Just do your own thing. You're in your own game. Like, you deserve to be where you are. You've worked bloody hard to build what you've built. And that's it. And then, but like you say that, then you just don't take your own advice, you know? Then you're just like, oh, look at this person said. But yeah, dude, reflecting back on the Warner episode, like, yeah, gnarly. Big love to everyone who supported it and shared it and stuff. And
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's so nice to see not just the podcast community that we have with the companionship, but the wider mountain bike community is bloody lovely and really supportive. And especially of someone like Rob, like, yeah, it's, hopefully I know he's pretty impressed with how that episode did as well. So
yeah,
definitely the love
yeah.
he's got from it, because I think obviously he was really apprehensive about talking about it. So the fact that the fact it's got the response that it got, and all the lovely comments, like they don't go unnoticed.
Yeah,
I think people think that, right? I noticed a lot of that in the YouTube comments were like, Rob will never see this, and I kind of made a bit of a point of like, I've screenshot all of them and just put them in a Google Drive and just sent them to Rob. Yeah, it's like people do see it, you know. It's not just, you're not just typing into the ether, you know. People do see that stuff. So
it was funny, like the average comment length for each. All right, so you do one that's like funny good times emoji. yeah. You do one that touches someone deeply, the comments go up. So the average comment length was just like,
people really been opening that comment section, man, and saying like they're dealing with similar stuff, or you know, they got kids with.
Yeah, it's funny, but I guess it's just like touching on a subject that requires a little bit more thought than this next section, which is ODub's MTB News rundown, in which...
What an episode. You did really well there.
Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah. Do you know what would finish it off?
What?
If you could put some sort of link over my face.
Yeah, I can do that. I could put a video up on Olly's face of an episode we think you'll love.
Is it on now?
There is a subscribe button here on this chair, and on my face, another video we think you'll love. Thank you. We appreciate you.
There's nothing in the chair now. Subscribe.